Assalamu class 7. This is Khalid Salim, and in our previous chapter we started in our previous lecture we started the first chapter of our first term, Light in the Night. So some of the chapter was left, and today inshallah we are going to complete the reading of that. So we studied that. We were studying about the street lamps, that how it started in Paris and then it came to London, and how the street lamps, they were very successful in uh, helping people go out and socialize with other people, and also how it gave a very big boost to the trade of that city. So let's begin. So we were here. The Lamplighters quickly became an important and valued part of society. This was because they often became a key figure in their community. So Lamplighters, they were very cherished, and people used to like them because they were offering this great service of lighting up their streets, so that they could live a life free from fear. So they also became key figures in their communities. So they would walk the same route twice a day, and as they checked, cleaned, fixed, lit, or put out the lights, they would notice what was going on around them. So every lamp lighter was given a route where they would go twice, because during the daytime they would carry on the maintenance of the street lamps, and during night they would light them up by going that street. So they also kept an eye around them, that what was going on. Many lamplighters helped to make their routes safer. So like in this way they were uh, noticing everyone on the street, and they knew who was living on this street, and if any outsider was seen on that street, so they would also keep that in their mind. Their job required energy, strength, agility, and reliability. Agility means the quality of being quick. Okay, for example, his agility won us the match. फॉर एग्जाम्पल उसकी जो क्विकनेस थी उसने हमें मैच जिता दिया. सो रिलायबिलिटी का मतलब होता है किसी पे आप रिलाई कर सकते हैं, यू कैन ट्रस्ट समवन. सो the job was quite tiresome, and for it they required a lot of energy, because they had to like maintain hundreds of street lamps. So it needed a lot of strength and agility as well. Okay, and reliability also, that you could rely on them, that they would be coming and maintaining uh, the things. Okay, they had to keep the lights clean, make sure the wicks were trimmed to the right length, light tens of lamps in the evening, and put them all out again in the morning. So uh, this is their job description, that they had to keep the lights clean, and to make sure that the wicks were trimmed, and it was their job to light them up in the evening, and also to uh, put them out during the morning as well. Okay, many lamp lighters were pleased to be the guardians in their community. Pleased का मतलब होता है खुश. Guardians means protectors actually. For example, your guardians are your parents. Okay, they are the one who are actually feeding you. They are the one who are offering their protection to you. Okay, so lamp lighters also uh, were very happy to become the guardians of their community, and and often the job would be passed on from parent to child. So as you can see that from year 1700 to 1800, approximately 100 years uh, went on when people were using street lamps. Okay, so this profession, it was uh, people most many people were employed in this profession. So it was natural that the children would be following in the footsteps of their parents. Okay, The lampposts of London were designed with a bar sticking out on either side at the top so that the lamplighter could safely rest his ladder on them. So they had these special lampposts where there was a bar sticking out where they would place their ladder, and they would climb up very easily by using that bar. Okay, lamplighters moved quickly, carrying their ladders and going up and down it hundreds of times a day. The lampposts were decorated with the royal crest and were looked after carefully by the lamplighter. So it was quite tiring job, and they had to, one lamplighter, he had to sort of maintain so many street lamps. So it was quite a hectic job, and they needed a lot of energy, and they would climb many a times the ladders, to trim and to maintain the street lamps. And these lampposts were decorated with the royal crest. Crest का मतलब होता है symbol, insignia जिसे हम कहते हैं. For example, the insignia or the symbol of Custom Public School is a book that is being held with two hands. So ये कोई सा भी symbol हो सकता है आपका, ठीक है. तो ये royal symbol था. It denotes the royal family of Britain, जो king and queen है. Okay, when gas lamps started to be used from 1805 onwards, they changed the work of the lamplighter. So what happened after 100 years? Gas lamps were introduced, and the nature of the lamplighters' work was totally changed. The gas lamps were much quicker to light and didn't require lots of work like the oil lamps, such as changing the smelly oil or replacing and trimming wicks. Some of the lamp lighters felt their job wasn't the same anymore. Charles Dickens captured the feeling in the story The Lamplighters when one character talks about the change from oil to gas lamps. So, the good thing about gas lamps was that they were very easy to light, and it did not require as much work as was being required by the oil lamps. And there was nothing like changing oil and trimming the wicks with the gas lamps. Some okay, so the lamplighters, they were not happy with their job anymore ever since the gas lamps were introduced. And Charles Dickens, a famous writer of that time, also captured the feeling of one of the lamplighter uh, when he complains that the oil, they have shifted from the oil lamps to the gas lamps. Okay. ओके, आई फोर सी का मतलब होता है प्रिडिक्ट करना, पेशीन गोई करना कि ये होगा वो होगा. ओके, सो इट्स अ वर्ब. आई फोर सी इन दिस द ब्रेकिंग अप ऑफ आवर प्रोफेशन. देयर इज नो मोर गोइंग द राउंड्स टू trim by daylight. No more dribbling down of the oil on the hats and bonnets of lady. Bonnets is usually the hats that are used by the ladies. And gentlemen, when one feels in spirit. When one feels in spirit का मतलब होता है when one is in the mood to do anything that he wants. So he is complaining, this character in Charles Dickens' Lighters is complaining that he is actually making a prediction first that their profession is going to end soon, and because there were no more rounds by the lamplighters to change the wick or to change the smelly oil. Because now the lamps were using gas. So they also enjoyed deliberately spilling the oil on the people's hat and the bonnets of the ladies. Okay, any low fellow can light a gas lamp. So they were of the view that any person not having any great strength or agility, they could easily actually light up the gas lamp. It did not take any great skill actually to maintain these gas lamps. Okay, gas lamps were better than oil lamps in many ways, although a big issue with them was that every now and again one would blow up. So they were quite durable, and they did not actually require a lot of maintenance. And but the only problem with the gas lamps was that they would blow up. Okay, over time gas lamps replaced oil lamps. So gradually what happened, when they were first introduced, they started replacing these oil lamps. Later, with the invention of electricity, gas lamps were replaced by the electric lamps, which now dominate the street. So, what happened when electricity came? So, they eventually shifted from the gas lamps to the electric lamps. Okay. Today, there are still 1,500 gas lamps in London. Five people are employed to operate them. They light them every evening and put them out every morning. These lights are carefully looked after because they are part of the city's history. Kensington Palace Gardens is the name of a long avenue in London. Every avenue का मतलब होता है कोई street जो जिसके इर्द गिर्द जो है वो buildings वगैरह हो. Okay, it is lined with grand old buildings and is lit entirely by gas lamps. There you can imagine what it would have been like in London during the time of Charles Dickens. So actually, they have you can say preserved the old method of lighting the streets by still having 1,500 gas lamps in London, and they have actually kept right now at the present time five employees to operate them. Okay, so they light them up during the night and they put them off during the day as well. So if you want to see the gas lamps still operating in London, you should go and visit Kensington Palace Gardens, where the main street that is having these grand old buildings is being lit by the gas lamps during the night. So you can go and see how it felt, back in the old days, to have the streets lighted up by gas lamps. So actually, we have finished this lesson, and I hope the camera quality is not too bad because something bad happened to my mobile, and I am using a spare one right now. So I hope the picture quality is still great. Okay, so I hope that you have understood the lesson well. It's all about street lamps. It's about lamplighters profession and how so much was required of them at that time actually, and so slowly and gradually when technology advances were made, so eventually street lamps were replaced by gas lamps, and eventually they were also replaced by the electric lamps. So but they have still preserved an avenue at Kensington Palace Gardens, just to let people enjoy what it meant to what it meant to be living in the old times actually. Okay, so we have done this chapter, and I would like you to I hope that all of you have written the words meaning that I gave you. So your next task is to make sentences of those words. Okay, like for example, I gave the word foresee and I am just informing you that it's a verb. For example, अगर आपने past में show करना है, he foresaw हो जाएगा. ठीक है, and if you are going to use in present perfect or past perfect, तो ये third form इसकी foreseen हो जाएगी. Fine. So this is your home task, and inshallah I'll be sharing it on WhatsApp as well. Thank you.